the Chinook, which is the two uh uh geez, I can't remember the name, but two top props and no rear prop propeller and whatnot. And the thing is, those are still being used to this day, and because they've been proven to be efficient and reliable and reproducible, easily reproducible. The reason why we don't see a lot of the technology, like from our, excuse me, research and development teams of the United States, and this is something I'm guilty of, and I might have to make some corrections. Um, and from some retractions of previous thoughts or corrections, and anyways, the back in World War II, like that was a technological war. It was the first World War One was the first industrialized war. World War Two was roughly 30 years after World War One, and like 25. It depends on the involvement and blah blah blah. Anyways, and we saw a lot of advances there. For trench warfare, that's where we came up with the tank. Even though Da Vinci came out with an idea for the tank way earlier on. The In World War II, the Nazis were just produced, and it was a war machine, an absolute war machine, and their technology, and they kept on advancing their technology, and essentially that's where the United States modeled its uh, military-industrial complex upon. So essentially, what I'm getting at is, okay, the F-35 and F-22, those projects were disseminated to the public in order to explain some of the money that was being spent within the Department of Defense. Those technologies are basically obsolete. However, we created a vessel with certain technologies in there, and that's why we're selling a certain amount of them to Japan for just over around $750 million, like about $750 billion and such. With Russia boasting about its capabilities and such, what they're doing is they're flexing in this Cold War as such. And the United States, we have technology that can beat a lot of the stuff. The thing is it reproducible? Will it expose a lot of things? Maybe that's what Russia's trying to do, is expose knowledge. Or, a lot of these leaders and such, because maybe the United States is keeping everyone else in the dark ages. All these, all this policing in the world, it almost seems like the church is just coming after everybody, right? Because we're just democracy, democracy, democracy. we do things in the self-interest of ourselves, and the whole thing is with, like I said, with the Chinese aircraft carriers. See, they're taking a British approach to things, a colonial approach to things, and I think what they're going to be doing is mainly patrolling what is it, the Indian Ocean there, right there with the um, Africa continent and everything. So in their cases, I understand why there's an aircraft carrier, because it's going to be, like, they're going to be transporting things and stuff. And back to China, which is, you know, anyways, so don't. I can't remember why I even just started making this video. Like, I know I'm talking about technology that's been put out there and such, but that's what it comes down to, man. Like, lady, is whoever's watching is. We have technology out there that will explain a lot of things, and the thing is that it will expose the military, and unless there's a global conflict, and I think that's something that the governments have learned to an extent. Not some of these rogue nations, but the need for um, um, diplomatic measures in order, because we're all slaves, and that's what the political system. Why the fuck are these politicians treated like fucking royalty? They're not fucking royalty. And people need to get off their fucking, high horses and shit and just start running this government the way it's supposed to be fucking ran. We don't need celebrity politicians and shit. Or, like, why is it that these politicians are millionaires? Why? We don't need that crap, man. And that's what it comes down to, is that we've given up so much of our rights. For what? Security? Because we trust the government? Fuck the governments. The governments are just playing us. It's all staged, and they're a bunch of freaking actors. That's it. And fuck all the dog and pony shit. We don't have that right now. We don't need to be freaking, handing off freaking the black rods and stuff. That's really a thing. The queen gets a black rod. Yeah, like, check it out. The queen gets a black rod. So, or something of the, I don't understand those freaking wankers. But, yeah, man. We've got a lot of technology out there, and just like back in the 90s, and you see the celebrities in the movies with the brick phones and stuff. They're selling us stuff. Movies are nothing besides long ads. And that's why we're not supposed to worship false idols. Right? Because Gary Sinise, is that who it is? He does a lot of things with veterans. He barely makes the news. I mean, yeah, he makes the military news and stuff like that, but, because he actually gives a care. Right? He's using his position for the greater good. And one cannot shame him for that. And he deserves to have what he has in his life. Because he's trying his best. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong. And don't trust these motherfuckers, man. They're all just trying to pull the wool over our eyes, or make it like a hockey fight and stuff. Don't trust the damn government. They're doing things to us, and just like, why do you think they're attacking the internet so much? Because we're thinking, and these search engines are supposed to. Why are they not? I mean, I understand, like, how much have their own thoughts, but there's a great population within this world that is on the internet that has a great mindset, and we're just trying to find like minds. And unfortunately, these digital conglomerate groups, they're keeping us in the damn dark. They're separating us. We can't have free thought. They destabilized our platforms because, oh wow, and the government got involved. And they found out a way to freaking ruin it for us all, huh? Sound familiar? Remember the United States of America? Yeah, we're still here, but they stole the American dream. I mean, how can anyone have even dream anymore? They're stuck freaking working these bullshit jobs that don't pay nothing because these freaking conglomerates are freaking exploiting them. And like, the only reason why freaking a lot of these companies exist is because they bought cheap labor, and they've built their foundation on that. And they're like, well, we can just, and that's why they're. But I don't understand anything. Not a damn thing.